Hey guys, today we are doing some more work on multi-digit multiplication. So we're going to do 5 problems today. This is the work for Thursday. If it is not past Thursday at 10 a.m. yet, please consider doing my live lesson on this. You can do it with me and some of your classmates, and we can do the problems together so that you can ask questions. So let's get to today's problems. So you can either do this on paper and pencil if you just want to write down the answers and kind of copy what I have on my worksheets here. You can do it on Nearpod, or you could print these worksheets out and do them and then take pictures and send them to me. All right, Thursday math. The first problem is 89 times 73. If you need a little refresher on how to do these, you can go and look at our example from Wednesday's math. We went over this yesterday. We are going to do the area model for the first couple of problems, and then you will get to decide how you want to do the multiplication for the remainder of them. So let's start. 87 times 73, or 89 times 73, sorry. 89, we broke up the 80, the 8 in the tens place is worth 80, and the 9 in the ones place is worth 9. 73, the 7 is in the tens place, so it's worth 70. The 3 is worth 3. Now, we are going to fill in our boxes. The first box I like to do is this one because it's usually the hardest one to do. So what is 8 times 7? And then we're going to need to add our zeros, but I like to start making it easy. What's 8 times 7? I want you to do this. Don't wait for my answer. 8 times 7 is one of the multiplication facts that is harder. You really probably needed to memorize it or do it enough times that you just remember. So I want you to use a strategy. If you don't know the answer right away, you could either, if you knew what 8 times 5 was, you could add 2 more 8s to that. So 8 times 5, that's easier to get. Then if you add 2 more 8s to that, you'll have 7 8s. You might know that 7 times 10 is a certain number. So you could take away 2 7s from that. I'm hoping that you knew that 8 times 7 is 56. And if you didn't, I'm hoping you used one of the strategies that I just talked about to get there. And then there are 2 zeros. There's 1 0 in 80 and 1 0 in 70. So 1, 2, 3, comma me. And we've got 5,600. Next, let's do this box. Again, it doesn't matter which box you do first as long as you do them all. So it doesn't matter the order. 9 is on the top and 70 is on the left. So you go all the way to the outside and see what number's there. 70, all the way above, 9. 9 times 7. Yesterday I talked a little bit about the 9's trick. So whenever you multiply 9 by a number, right now we're doing 9 times 7, you're going to take 1 less than the number you're multiplying 9 by. So we're multiplying 9 by 7. What's 1 less than 7? 6. That's going to be the tens place digit. The next digit is what plus 6 equals 9. So what plus the number that was 1 less than 7 equals 9? 6 plus 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 plus 3 equals 9. Then we add a 0. It's a trick I use. You can also use the finger trick if you know how to do that. This one above is 80. To the side is 3. So first 8 times 3 and then add our 0. If you don't know this, please pause and find it out. You can add 8 3 times. If you know 8 times 2, you could add 1 more 8. The answer is 24, and then we add a 0 because of the 0 and 80. Last one, 9 times 3. Again, we were multiplying times 9. The number you're multiplying by, 3. What's 1 less than 3? 2. What plus 2 equals 9? 2 plus 7 equals 9. So the answer is 27, and there's no zeros, so we don't have to add any zeros. And that was easy. We have all of our numbers. I know I said I like to put the numbers in order from greatest to least, and you'll notice here I didn't. I usually do like to put them in order of greatest to least, but what really matters is that I have the most digits on top. So the numbers that have the most digits, see this one goes all the way up to the thousands, is on top. And then I go to one less digit. And then I go to two less digits, or one less digit than that, the two less digits to this. So it almost looks like a line going down there as it gets smaller. That's how I like my addition problems to look. You always have to line up these zeros. It doesn't technically matter what order we add numbers, just like it doesn't matter what order we multiply, but it makes it easier for us to see, almost like there's a line here and here and here, dividing the places. So we are adding, let's put an addition sign. I want you to do this on your own and see what you get. Let's see, 7 plus 0 plus 0 is 7. Works out that my answer is supposed to go right here. I lined it up perfect. See how I lined these numbers wrong? Like they're a little off. That's making it harder for me to add. It's not that off, but this 2 should be a little more to the right under that 3. It's making it difficult for me to add it. So that's why lining up those numbers and being a little slower, a little more careful when you are writing your problems can really help you do the math faster once you're doing it. You can see I didn't do that here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You matching with me so far? 12, 13, 14. So I gotta bring this 1 over here. Hopefully you have 497 and 5 plus 1 is 6. And I know I need a comma there since after 3 did it. 6,947 should be your answer. All right, if you need to go back and redo that, please pause and do your adding. If not, let's move on to number 2. 3,609 times 4. We haven't seen a problem like this. So I left one, or there's a spot that's blank here. So let me go in and I'll change this on yours. There we go. That looks better, doesn't it? So let's do this problem. We have 3,609. You can see there's only one digit in 4. So it's a rectangle, a very long, skinny rectangle. We have 3,609. The cool thing when there's a 0 on top of a box is you can really just cross that box off. You might be like, whoa, that's aggressive. How do you know you can do that? Well, because anything times 0 is going to be 0, right? So we're not going to add a 0. We don't need to. If you want, you could put a 0 there. But you can actually just completely cross out that box. 4 times 0 is going to be 0, right? And anything times 0 would be 0. So zeros are really nice. They make multiplication easy, even when it's in the middle of the number. Let's start here. On top is 3,000. On the side is 4. What's 4 times 3? 12 and 3 zeros. Don't forget the placements of those commas. That's really important. Not as much when you're doing the math on a paper, but if I were to ask you to say a number, when it has a comma in it, it's really easy to say it because we know we say 1,000 at the comma. But when we stop putting those commas and when we start having trouble saying numbers and telling me the correct way to say it, which is important. You want to be able to explain your thinking, and it's a little embarrassing, right, when you see a number and you don't know how to say it out loud. So let's go here. Above is 600. On the side is 4. 4 times 6. What is 4 times 6? If you know 6 times 2, you can add that to itself. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. Then we add 2 zeros. Don't forget 1, 2, 3, comma me. 0, 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 9 times 4. All right, let's use our trick. What's 1 less than 4? 3. And then what plus 3 equals 9? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 plus 6 equals 9. And there's no zeros. All right, let's add. We're going to line up our numbers correctly. I'm not going to put the 0. If you want, you can, but There's no reason to, right? It's 0, it's nothing. So you could add 0 here if you wanted, but I'm just gonna keep it simple. 6 plus 0 plus 0, 6. 3 plus 0 plus 0, 3. 4 plus 0, 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then 1. And a comma. 14,436. Let me just make sure. I know I made a lot of mistakes yesterday. That was bad. Sorry about that, guys. 14,436. We got the right answer. Awesome. It's really easy to make a mistake on one of these steps. I can't tell you how many times I'm checking work and somebody made one mistake. That could be you multiplied a problem wrong. That's easy to do, especially when we have big boxes with like 8 boxes in it. That's really easy to do. Or you made a mistake regrouping when you added or something silly like that. That just happens, you know, when you're thinking about something else. So it's really important that we check our work and also just check that our answers make sense, especially when you're doing something like a test or a quiz. It really doesn't take that much time. And sometimes when you look at your answer, like if you told me 3 times 8 is 2,000, would that make sense? No, right? You know 3 times 8 is going to be less than like 50. So there's no way it's 2,000. So sometimes if we just go back and look at our answer and try to think about it with a little bit of just common sense, looking at the problem, you can be like, I'm going to check my work. Maybe I made a mistake there. And the area model with all the boxes makes it really easy to check your work, because real quick I could just be like, wait, is 4 times 3 really 12? Oh, no, I made a mistake on that one. So that was right. But if I did it wrong, then you would be able to really easily go back and check your work. Number 3, find the product of 2015 times 9 using the method of your choice. So you can either do an area model or the traditional way. It's up to you. I want you to do this on your own now. Please do it on your own. Pause the video. And what I'm going to do, pause the video now. Hopefully you've already done the problem now. I want you to look at your answer. And I want you to think, does it make sense? The answer should be about 9 times 2,000. Now what would 9 times 2,000 be? You know this. What's 9 times 2? 18. Add 3 zeros. So is your answer close to 18,000? That's how I want you to check your work today. I'm not going to give you the answer to this one, but I want you to look at your answer. Is it close to 18,000? The answer is not just 18,000, but it should be close. So please look at your answer. If it's close to 18,000, awesome. You probably got it right or got really close. If it's not, I want you to do it again. And I want you to maybe check your work first, see if you can find a place you made a mistake. If you find it, fix that mistake and finish it and see if you get an answer close to 18,000. If you can't find the mistake, I want you to retry it, erase everything and just try it and see if you get an answer close to 18,000. If you try it 2 or 3 times and you're not getting the right answer, that's okay. Just show your work and I'll check it out. All right, let's look at number 4. Caden was watching the Ravens play a football game. They scored 13 points. Later, the Patriots played and scored 16 times as many points as the Ravens. How many points did the Patriots score? All right, I like this problem. I wrote this problem. So we are going to do some marking up. So they scored 13 points. So when they say they mean the Ravens scored 13 points. So and sometimes I even like to just like draw a line to that to show that that's what that number goes with. Later, the Patriots played and they scored, here's our action word, 16 times as many points as the Ravens. So I like to make almost like a little equation to solve this. How many points did the Patriots score? So we're looking for the Patriots. So we don't know what the Patriots score. The Patriots is a big question mark. But then we look and see, what do we know? We know that the Ravens scored 13 points. And then we also know that the Patriots scored 16 times as many as the Ravens. So the Patriots equals 16 times what the Ravens scored. And we can fill in this R. We know what the Ravens scored, right? So we can make an equation out of this. We can say the Patriots scored 16 times what the Ravens scored. I'm using this equation here. And then I'm filling in the R as 13 because R equals 13. So what do we need to do to solve this problem? 16 times 13. Now you can do this any way, whichever way you choose. I'm gonna do this one the traditional way, just to do a little practice on it. But if you wanna do the area model way, that is awesome. I think you should. And I will tell you the answer so you know if you got it right or not. But again, let's think about this. 16 times 13. Let's round these to numbers. 13 is really close to 10, right? And what's 16 times 10? 160. So we're gonna hope that our answer is close to 160 or between 150 and 200 is what I would say. So let's see. That's how I try to estimate when I do my problems. You can also always, when you are at home, check the answer with a calculator once you're done. I'm okay with that because then you know if you got it right. And if you got it wrong, do it again. Try to get that right answer. There's always a way. 3 times 6. What is 3 times 6? 6, 12, 18. Please pause and do this on your own. But if you are needing that extra help, I'm going to talk through it. But try it on your own first. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1, 4. Remember, you add that 1 that's carried, regrouped. Now we go to the next line. Remember what you do when you go to the next line? You have to add a 0. Don't forget the 0. You'll get it wrong. Oh, I love when it's a 1 at the bottom. It makes it so easy. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. Perfect. Now what do we do here? We add. Let's add our answers. 8 plus 0, 8. 4 plus 6, 10. Gotta regroup. 1 plus 1 is 2. And 208. That's pretty close to 150. I said between 150 and 200, it was more than that. So let me just make sure that that's correct. 208, we got it. Nice job, guys. So if you did the area model, just make sure you got this answer, 208. If you didn't, check to see if your boxes, if you multiplied correctly. If it looks like you corrected did that all correctly, check your addition and see if you made a mistake there. All right, let's move on. One day, Tanaya went to the pet store to buy her puppies some food. She bought 3 bags of dog food. If each bag had 246 cups of food in it, how many cups of dog food will Tanaya have in total? All right, let's do some marking here. So Tanaya went to the pet store to buy her puppies some food. She bought 3 bags of dog food. Now I see one of our action words. If each bag had 246 cups of food in it, how many cups of dog food will Tanaya have in total? All right, let's see what they're asking us here. See, I'm reading this problem 3 times. Every word problem I read 3 times. I read it once just to kind of get the idea. But the first time I read it, all I really thought about was, oh, Tanaya and dog food. I didn't really think about the numbers too much. The second time I read it, I'm marking it up. I'm circling the numbers and then deciding what do the numbers mean. She bought 3 bags of dog food. I'm boxing my action word. Each tells me something. We'll get to what that tells me in a second. And then I'm underlining the question. The most important thing is the question. And a little hint, the question's usually one of the last sentences. Usually the last sentence or the second to last sentence. Obviously, it ends in a question mark unless it's telling you to do something. It might say, fill in this chart or complete the answer. But a lot of times it ends in a question mark like this one. So that was the second time I read it. I mark it up. The third time I read it, I can actually think about it. Now I can look at what I marked up and think, what does it mean? She bought 3 bags of dog food. Each of those bags has 246 cups. So for this problem, instead of doing an equation like I did in the other one, I'm going to draw a picture. So Tanaya went to the store. I'm not going to draw Tanaya because I'm not very good at drawing people. And she bought 3 bags of dog food. These are going to be my bags of dog food, right? 3 bags of dog food. Easy enough. Each bag, the word each, what does that usually tell us to do? What action is that telling us to do in terms of math? If you said multiplication or division, you are correct. Sometimes it's telling us to multiply, sometimes it's telling us to divide. To find out which one it wants us to do here, I need to draw a picture and think about the question a little more. So each bag had 246 cups of food. So I have 3 bags, and I'm gonna write 246 on each of them because each of them have 246 cups of food. There we go. And then the question, the most important part, if we don't answer the question, we won't get it right. How many cups of dog food will Tanaya have in total? How many cups will she have in total? So I know in total is another word that I forgot to box when I marked it up. In total means in all. So here, each means to multiply in this situation. Because we want to know the total. We want to know how much are they all together in all. We could add here, because it's only by 3. I'm going to ask that you multiply, okay? So I'd like you to practice your multiplication and do this. You could add, but it's going to be an easy multiplication problem. So I'm going to do this one the box way. You can do it either way. If you want to do it the traditional way, go for it. If you want to do it the box way, so am I. I want you to pause it now and try either way on your own, and then I'm going to do it the box way, and you can check your answer. But let's also think about our answer for a second. We know it's 3 times about 250. So think about 3/4. 3 times 25. You know 3/4 is 75 cents, I hope. Add a 0, 750. So we're hoping our answer is close to 750. We'll see. Okay, we've got a 3 is the single digit, and then 246, we're gonna have to break up into expanded form. Here we go. Now, what is 200 times 3? I know 2 times 3 is 6. Add 2 zeros. Good. What's 3 times 4? 12. And there is 1 0 to add. Here, what's 6 times 3? 18, and add a 0. Now we're going to add them up. Notice all my zeros in the ones place are lined up there, just like they should be. There we go, and let's add. Um, 900, is that right? 246 times 3? No, that's not right. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys see what I did. I had to make one mistake today. 6 times 3 is 18, not 180. I added a 0 for no reason. I hope that you guys have it right now and have the right answer, which is, well, I'll wait to tell you. Let's do it. 8 is going to be in the ones place. 3 is going to be in the tens place. And a 7 in the hundreds place. Did you get 738? I hope you did. All right, guys, that is all for today. So nice job. You're done with math for the week. Have a great day.